Greetings. So, give honor to Source, the Creator, Most High, ancestors known and unknown. So, grandmother had a doctor's visit, or whatever they want to call it, for her back. I want to express something to those that are learning to go the holistic way. The purpose of our journey is to learn the holistic way, to return to the spiritual aspect of being healed and being in tune and being secure. And a lot of which our elders or a lot of people be obedient to so much of this, if you want to call it system, the matrix, if you want to call it, pretty much all rooted in fear. A lot of them do and make decisions just because of simply that. It's either they don't know anything else. So I've learned to just surrender to the flow of life, because me coming into the awareness, and then me also reflecting on their awareness of only doing what they know. Currently, being where I'm at, I choose not, because of free will and sovereignty, not to go into a hospice or a hospital. I inform her like, hey, they only want to cut on you because that's the medical way. We have to realize that we're giving birth to something new. Not only just a sovereign being or being free or in your mind, that allows one to elevate mentally, consciously, spiritually, and to lead with love and not fear. So sometimes we just have to drop little seeds and let it just be that, and allow the seeds to grow within their mind, because what we express and say, eventually they'll get, or sometimes they won't. This lifetime, sometimes people won't accept it. And that's why we have to be secure and accept it within ourselves, because it will cause one to suffer from the idea of trying to fix people, trying to change them, trying to mold them in what we want them to be. In the actuality, we are just learning from everyone. We're learning from everything and everyone. So the beauty of anything that I share with all of us is that it will cause less suffering on your part when you don't attach your emotions to people's response to what you say, what you do, or whatever, and just simply be and allow them to be. As much as I do not want her to be in here, because I know that's the medical way, that's a programming, that's a manipulative way of trying to convince people, a wicked scheme or a way of trying to convince them, well, if you don't do this, this will happen. She has already had knee surgery where they cut on her. And I knew that, once they do that, cut on people or anything like that, it will eventually scar tissue, depending on how the person's body heal. Sometimes it will never heal back correctly. Blood doesn't circulate to certain spots where it once was. And let me tell you something. This is for, I speak from the divine. I speak from a holistic place. You can say it's for entertainment purpose or whatever, because I'm not here to challenge people with degrees, but the truth is what it is, and your truth is your truth, my truth is my truth, and I know from experience. Out of support, I'm here from a place of love. At the same moment, we all have to go, but it's still the beauty of being supportive in a way from a place of love, and not being judgmental or passing judgment just because people choose to make their own decisions. So, it's good to hear the response when she say, "Oh yeah." I'm like, tell them that again. What you don't use, that's just like what isn't used will be taken away in a sense, or will wither away. That's what happens in the what they call the elders' homes, or the old folks' homes, or what they call it. I like to just call them elders. They sit around. They don't use their body. They don't use their temple. And you got to realize a body that doesn't use certain things, and the blood isn't getting to these places. Oxygen. Your blood is oxygen. So if it's not getting to these places where people are not stretching, where they're not, their posture, certain things. Even I tell my niece, my nephews, and people, holding the phone upward like this helps my neck, instead of holding the phone down like this, where again, eventually, that takes a toll on my spine. So it's so many things again that we are altering or correcting in a way to where it's coming back into alignment and balance. So I told my grandmother, I'm like, hey, from a place of love, we have to just do it from a place of love. And no matter how they take it, no matter whatever they feel, they may not take heed to the message now, but sometimes months, when you're not around, or years, whatever it is, the duration, it'll come to them. And that's okay. It's just like everyone. It's growth. When it's new or something they don't know, it shatters their illusion of what they've been living in. And most people are afraid of that. That's why conflict comes in, and emotions are involved, because most people do not want their illusion shattered. So she already has things like, this chair where she sits in and she can stretch. She's like, oh, I got to use it. I'm like, use that. Get on the bike, because when people sit around and not using their body, again, body in motion stay in motion. Your body is water. Your body is water, mostly water. So a lot of us now that are coming into this awareness consciously, being, if you want to use a title, healers, or holistic herbalists, or teachers, whatever title you want to use, I pretty much stay away from the titles, because it's all having to do with some type, connected to the collective consciousness or a higher awareness of being. And we're a part of ushering that in. So also the reflection part is to see those people that live in the fear, the conditioning, the programming, and learn to individually, operate on your path, but still see the connection, collectively, spiritually, why they remind you, or why you're individually on your path. So that's one thing I remember. I see the importance of stretching. When I go play basketball, when I just go do something, the kids like, man, they say, man, what's your age, or how old? And I don't like to claim old or anything. I just say I'm timeless. And they're assuming that I'm really young, even with the beard or without it. But it's a part of just, when you love who you are, you go away about, and this is not to change anybody's perception, this is my perception. You start to see the health in other people. You start to see the more conscious approach people take. And again, it's teaching me my approach, and then what legacy I want to instill in the seeds, that come after me. And so then this will help us to live a more healthier life, more awareness, healthy mentally, spiritually, and physically. So again, I learned to detach myself from even her being where she is, knowing that these people are only doing what they're programmed to do. And I always tell people, I give it 2 or 3 years, the medical industry is going to collapse. It's already happening. Because you got to see, a part of when we're awakening or becoming more aware, we're creating a reality that doesn't consist of the fear, the manipulative, or the wickedness and the unrighteous and certain things like that. And we're opening doorways, portals, and different places where we can manifest or create the reality we desire, our heart desires, and that's from a place of love. So then we begin to learn again, to let go. Because all this is just, for me, it's like a sacrifice. I don't have to be in there, but it's a sacrifice of the old self, I would say, of my old way of like, why I gotta, it's not, I care, I love, I appreciate her, but it also shows me to learn from her, to learn from, everyone. And that's how you become really great in your life, and when you still remain a student, no matter who you are. Remain a student in this thing. Remain a student in this game and allow things to just flow. Go with the divine flow and realize that all that's given comes from something higher. So that's the beauty of all of this. So again, stay in the attitude of gratitude. Like, I'm grateful to see this, because I look back in the fact of like, how would I be here? How would I be expressing this message to you all if it had not be for my grandmother and the mother? So it helps me to learn that, again, we all will get to that place. Doesn't mean that we're going to make the same decisions that they do. No, some of us come here for the healing journey, not to go through things in that way. I'm realizing, I'm becoming aware of ending a cycle, a karmic cycle. Karmic cycles have to do with the old narrative, the old paradigm of fear, and trying to be obedient to something that, again, that doesn't serve me. So, or the highest good for myself and, others that are in my life and come after. And this is why we have to experience and go and experience even the fear-mongering and the manipulation and all those lower vibration things now, to see a more higher awareness and approach that will come with resistance with some people, but again, it will guide you to a place where you're living in harmony and peace. I can still be here and be in peace, find peace. While I'm here, I'm listening to classical music. Finding ways to look at the flowers, to meditate, to do something to where I'm secure within myself. So I just want to relay that message to you all, is that remember that we all came here in a sense to learn and to return to the essence of who we are, the essence of source. And people are only doing what they know, what they learn, what's been passed down to them. And then it helps us to let go. And that's a part of sacrificing. It's not something that you got to do. Sacrifice is in a sense of letting go. I just release them with love. Then you allow them to be just like you will want to. It's like a child. You will want a child to just simply, like yourself. Those that are in tune, you want your inner child or your inner essence to express itself without no limitations. And so then we begin to see that in others, is that they're only expressing, they're only doing what they know. And most of the time, well, the things are changing, because once the healing happens within us, you see it mirror back, because we're going to become an elder one day, and that's the regenerational cycle of life. We were once a child, we're at this age now, and then we're seeing the elders. We're seeing the old and also the new, and we're a part of both processes. How amazing is that? And we're a part of something infinite. It's truly amazing. So y'all take care, be blessed, love yourself, and realize I'm looking at these flowers, these bushes. They're not concerned about who's growing faster. Go at your own pace. Listen to your heartbeat. Listen to yourself. Go at your own pace. Go at your own rhythm of your drum. We're all learning in our own way. Peace and blessings. Shalom.